What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Mystic Watch, and today we got a brand new video. We are going to be here doing some half stamina dungeon runs, book runs, if you guys are not familiar with this. So, every now and then, the game has half stamina stuff, right? And I'm sure you guys have seen it, whether it's boss stages, free stages, or books. And usually, you know, everyone likes to farm during half stamina. Right, you leave the phone overnight, let it boil to a crisp, and then you come back in the morning with like a billion materials. Now, when it comes to books in particular, books are really nice because you can farm a lot of gold with them. If you guys haven't already checked out my gold video, I will link that. Yeah, I'll link it. I'll do the little card thing again. So if you can click on that, and I kind of go over how to farm gold. Now, I'm going to be showing you specifically what I do to farm gold. Let's just jump into it. So, to start off, you gotta go, you know, if you're not familiar with it, we'll start from the beginning. We go over here. Let me click on Special Dungeon. And then we go over to the red. So some people are not aware that you can actually just cycle between these. And you can just click on whichever one you want, right? Go to the hardest one, and the reason you do red is because the layout tends to be the fastest and most consistent. And this is the team that I'm using. Now, this is the team that I normally use. However, I've never really used Gila before, and I'm not going to take credit for using Gila ever. Using Gila is something that I only found out through Sekapoko, and he does a really good job at explaining why Gila is great. So I'll link his video down below as well, so you guys can check out, you know, the full reasoning on Gila. But the long story short is that, well, one, Hauser is just a double AoE attacker. Gila passive here is really nice, where fills the ultimate move gauge by 1 orb at the start of the next turn if the hero doesn't take damage. And then her ultimate is just AoE, right? And she's an SR, you can get her up pretty easily. I had her at level 60 4-star just to pair her with my Jericho. But now I'm using her for the first time. And then I just have DN here. So normally I would just have like Green Bond, and it works fine. But then the AI sometimes gets wonky. The nice thing about this is with Gila, it's pretty consistent to beat this in 3 turns, and then if you're bad RNG, you beat it in 4 turns. So you put Gila in here to make your runs pretty fast. And for the most part, I would also beat it in 3 turns, but it was way less consistent. So shout out to Sekapoko for enlightening me on this great unit. Now, as of right now, my Gila is pretty weak. I don't have decent gear on her, and she's level 60. You can see that my Hauser is also level 65. So it's not like she's doing that much damage. So my Gila is weak, and that's kind of like the extra purpose of this, is that you don't need that strong of a Gila. The nice thing is, you also only need 2 Gila attacks in order to guarantee her ult by the third rotation. This one was a bit weird, the AI wonking out. But yeah. You put Merlin in the back to get easy ultimates, and you just attack. And that's really it. So that's 6-6 Gila, but level 60, 4-star, garbage attack here, right? And we'll actually let it run again just to show you another example. You saw it there, the nice 3-turn finish. And I just like DN. Like, DN's overall strong unit, but you also, like, let's say you don't have Hauser, since he's the only, like, you know, summonable SSR unit on the team, you can just run I would probably run Weinhardt at that point, It's just a good double AoE person. You know, double AoE SR unit, does decent damage, but single target ultimate. Oh my, what a waste. Oh, it worked out. Good job. Haha. There we go. And normally, if your Gila has decent enough gear, strong enough, you know, you get it to level 70, 6-star her, she'll be able to wipe this on her own. And you won't need to rely on anyone else's ultimate. But even if it doesn't, you'll have those follow-up attacks right after. So, there you go. Nice 3-turn finish. And I personally use Gold Food, and I recommend everyone use Gold Food, just because we are going to mute this and run that ad. I ain't skipping no ads, video or not, okay? We running those ads. But I do recommend using Gold Food. The way Gold Food works is it simply just doubles the gold you get, 100% increase in gold. And because of the fact that you're doing so many runs, ideally you want to use Gold Food on a stage that gives you the most gold. But in here you don't really have anything better to use. And the nice thing is whenever free stages come around, you can farm the ingredients for the Gold Food. Whatever those are, half stamina, I should say. Ooh! Ooh! That's a great... I love when that happens. So let's double check, and I'll go over the gear of my units just to give you guys an example of what I'm actually working with. I'll break down how the team functions a little bit more. So, my Hauser has my best gear. And he's running crit damage, attack, but you don't need to give him this stuff, right? This is just me because I had this gear from my Jericho. I gave him this. This is not optimal gear. You're better off just giving him pure attack gear and calling it a day. But he does have my quote-unquote strongest set. Now here, you'll actually take a look and you'll see that my Gila has full rare. You know, like, it's nothing spectacular. You know, you got 14.3% here, 13.9, and I'm sure I can reroll this 2.5 a little bit higher. But yeah, eventually I'm going to swap these out. That's what I was planning on doing, is getting a better SSR bracelet, but I did like 400,000 runs and got no SSR bracelets. And then the same thing for here. My philosophy on gearing is start off with one piece at a time, like rare, what do you call it, rare and common gear, and just simply upgrade one piece at a time. And then my DN has attack gear, sorry, HP defense gear, SSR here, common there, because this was originally an R piece. And you can see here that my DN has more attack than my Gila, and that's probably why it caused her to go before my Gila. The game tends to look at people's attack values when determining whose moves to use. So if I had my Gila with a higher attack than my DN, the Gila would definitely more consistently use her attacks. Keep that in mind. And then Merlin doesn't have anything. Doesn't matter about Merlin. Merlin is just there to give the ultimate gauge, because the way it works out is you show up to the round, turn 1, you start with an ultimate gauge from Merlin. Gila uses 1 attack. Then the second group of people come out. Gila gains a passive ultimate orb. She's now at 3. She uses another attack. She's at 4. Then when the boss comes out, she's at 5. If your Gila doesn't get 2 attacks, then she doesn't get her ultimate. And that's where it's unfortunate, right? But even without getting her ultimate, I personally can clear this in 3 turns relatively consistently. My characters are a bit stronger, so that's, fair to say. And that's really it. There's nothing too crazy to go about with this specific thing. I always, whenever there's half stamina books, I will always farm for multiple hours. Like, I just let my phone do that the whole thing. I do my dailies, and I just let my phone grind. And that's all I do during half stamina. I make most of my gold that way. And that's about it. Hopefully this video was a bit informative. And that's what I like to do here, but I am mixing it in with PvP stuff every now and then. And hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you all next time. Ow, my voice. See you all next time. Peace out.